Hey everybody. Is everything back to normal? Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. Hey Stilling. So it is Wednesday afternoon. This is the last stream before vacation, and then I'll be back in 2 weeks. Is that right? Yeah, I guess 2 weeks. Yeah. And it's probably the last big vacation out of the year. Unless, I don't know, we launch Skeleseller on like December 5th and then I need a break. Who knows? But yeah, probably last big vacation out of the year. Also, I think the odds of us launching Skeleseller in December are probably slim. So let's go start by coding this. I want to make it so that you're not offered the same adventurer multiple times. Where does that happen? Higher adventure dialogue. Here it is. Yeah, we're just hard coding these right now. This should not be the case. Something needs to track which ones you've hired. And by the way I planned on this working is that at any given hiring, you're given one new adventurer to pick from. No, wait, no. Is that true? No, two new adventurers. Yeah. So the first choice, you have 2, and then 3, and then 4, and then 5. And that way, I don't know what the maximum would be. Maybe 7 or 8, maybe something like that. And that's what I want to do. So we need to figure out which 2 to add, and we need to store which ones have been offered to you in the past. So let's save this here, maybe. Private hash set adventurer class. This will be classes offered. And I think we put read-only stuff at the top, right? And then import the hash set. Okay, and then when we get which new ones to offer, so private hash set adventurer class get next classes to offer. All right, so if this is empty, and maybe we want this to be a list, or maybe we want to sort, I don't know, it doesn't really matter. Then return a new hash set of adventure class rogue and mage. So mage and rogue are always gonna be the starting ones. But then after that, we want to just, for now, let's just pick any 2 other random ones that you haven't seen already. Pick 2 random classes that you haven't been offered. Yeah. I wonder what this is going to do. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just going to come up with this myself. So we need to get all of the classes and remove all the ones you've seen. So adventure, I think it's enum.values. Let me just search for how I've done this in the past. Get valid values. Gets all none values. Oh, interesting. Oh, cool. Wow, look at that. Chat no worko in the Twitch app. Oh, it's only working from a different program altogether for you? Enum functions that get valid values. All right, and what does this return? Returns an IEnumerable. Okay. IEnumerable adventurer class. All right, so all classes is this. Now we want to go through and remove any of the ones you already have. So all classes dot, is there a skip while? What does this do? Bypasses elements in a sequence as long as the specified condition is true, then returns the remaining ones. Yeah, this sounds exactly like what I want. Skip while. Cool. Does not use the value it returns. Yeah, so this is possible classes. And what is this? An IEnumerable? No, we want this to be a list. I read only list. Oh, there's an accept other list. Produces the set difference. Oh, yeah, I think that should work. Thanks, Darren. And hey, Mexicans. All right, so this is going to be I read-only list. Adventurer class, possible classes equals all of them except for the classes offered. Then to list, yep. And then we want to get the 2 that we're going to offer you. And how are we going to do that? Because we like, I want to do possible classes dot sample 2. What is the problem here? Oh yeah, good. And then var new classes to offer equals that. Okay, so at some point, this dialog needs to add everything, including any classes you've offered and then the new ones to offer. So I think this function should handle that because it's already doing all of this stuff and it makes sense to encapsulate it here. So the new classes to offer, and then we need a set of the old classes to offer. So we need to know which adventurers you already have, and there's no way to know that from here because we have no link to the outside world. Well, that's too bad. Can we get it? Hire adventurer dialog here. Do we have the town here? Yes, we do. Okay, yes, then we can get it. So we will instantiate it. Instance.init with the town. Sure. Go save this off. Public. Town equals town. Save that here. Oh yeah, set it to that. Okay, so now we should be able to get it. So we need to get the adventurers you already have. And I think we could just say adventurers hired, maybe hired adventurers, maybe hired classes equals town.get adventurers dot select a dot class. That is not how that works. It's adventurer component dot get class. And I think instead of a, let's rename this to adventurer. Cool. So these are the classes you had. This is going to be an I enumerable adventurer class. Okay, so we need to now remove the ones that you didn't take. So we say passed up classes. Yeah, there. And then we return the new classes plus the passed up ones, probably in the other way, the other order. Passed up classes dot concat new classes to hash set. And the other question is, should this be a hash set? Because that's not going to have ordering maintained. And while they should be unique, we should probably maintain the order. Yeah. That way you see the old ones at the beginning and it doesn't look like the list is constantly changing. Or we just sort them. We could sort them. Let's sort them. Yeah. Cool. All right, let's go try this out. So we're going to put this here and we're going to do, oh man, okay. Don't union with anything, just add them for each. Should know what I want. Good. Good. Well, let's try it. That's the best test of whether this is going to work or not. We only have 4 classes in the game though, which is somewhat unfortunate. So we can't see how this dialogue expands to fit, 10 classes. I need to make fake classes. All right, so the first hire is either rogue or mage. So we pick rogue. Now the next one should be mage and either no. It should be all 3 of the remaining ones. Mage, warrior, and cleric should all be there. It's not, but that's because I never call this function again. Wait, no, that's not why. Something else is going wrong, right? What is happening here? The guild master spawn hire dialogue. It's called each time. Yeah, so this should be getting called. Let me take a look at this function. Maybe something's wrong. Oh, there's no... Oh, that's a problem. You should be able to close this dialogue. Well, never planned on that. Make sure you can close the hire adventurer dialogue as long as it doesn't matter if it's your first choice or not, right? You can't proceed if you don't have your first adventurer. But that's not the bug we're facing right now, and that's a very minor problem. Let's try to solve the real problem here, which is why is this happening? So that's the first time. I don't care about the first time. First time's correct. I care about the second time. So what are you doing wrong here? Oh, that we never. Oh, yeah, of course. I never saved which classes were offered. Whoopsie doodle. All right, here we just need to add this in. The name does not exist. Did I accidentally typed a character. So these are the classes to offer, and new classes to offer should just add that in. Classes offer dot extend concat. How do you, oh, add range, I think is what it is. Is that it's not a function though. How do you add all of a list to another list? I mean, we could just set this equal to the concatenation of both of them, but I wonder, is C# hash set add all? They're an add range equivalent to hash set. The name is union with. Oh, interesting. Okay, sure. Union with. And that doesn't return a list, right? Nope, it doesn't. Cool. All right, that should do it. I think more and more people are asking about the roadmap for Skeleseller, and yeah, unfortunately, the only thing I've got for that, which I mean I can expand this, is here. So we're working on the building and the new player. Actually, I guess we have building kind of done. The new player experience is what we're working on now. In my mind, these are the main things that need to happen for checkpoint number 3, but it's not all that needs to happen. We should probably add in another class. In fact, yeah, I should probably tonight, I'll write a couple of notes. Reach out to Quickie Joe about a paladin. And then maybe ask for a summoner. Yeah. Need idle graphics for all of them as well. Provide however you want. All right, let's test this out. I'm pretty sure it should be working now. So we hire a, whoop, I don't care about that. Just delete the breakpoint until we know there's a bug. So we hire the rogue. So now the next time we should have all 3 classes here. We don't. Do we want that breakpoint back? How am I messing this up? Oh, I know. Oh my God. I'm just being a dummy. That's why. Because we return this here, but we never modify classes offered. Okay, so technically all we're trying to do here is get the new classes to offer for that. Yeah, that's what we want. Let's refactor this a little bit. This will look a little cleaner too once we're done with this. So new classes to offer equals this. Otherwise, pull it from here. Classes offered except for the hired classes. Hold on a second. This is confusing. Get all classes. Get just the possible ones, which are the ones that haven't been offered. And then pick 2 of them. Great. Then get the ones that have been hired. And the ones that have been offered in the past that you didn't take. These are classes you were offered in the past but didn't take. Yeah, I think that's important. Yeah, end of September is when it should be. I wonder if I wrote that here. This is probably not super important. Next checkpoint should be at the end of September. Be 0.3. And I'll be hyping that date up once I have it. I think September, like the rest of August is basically gone. The next stream will be on August 28th. So what's that? 2 days, 3 days. And then September gives us at most like 4 weeks. I try to launch on a Friday. How many Fridays are in September? Take a look. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So I think we'll have about 4 weeks. And I think that's enough time to do this. Then what that gives us is October, November, and December to do content and polish. And there's a lot to do there. And then we'll probably do another release in like November, maybe. V 0.4. That would be like a beta. And we better hope that the feedback's pretty good by then. Wasn't it coming on Steam? Yeah. And it's still, the plan is still for it to be on Steam. The way I look at this stuff is there is a boatload of work to do between now and launch. And having the Steam page up soon might be good to try to get people to wishlist the game, but that's going to take time away from making sure that the game is even in the right shape. A boatland load of work. You wouldn't believe how many boats there are. All right, let's try running this one more time. It better work this time. Yeah. So hire the, uh-oh. New classes to offer, Rogue and Mage. Do we never use new classes to offer? No, we do. And we return them here. What? What am I doing wrong? How am I messing this up so bad? Oh, there's a bug. Oh. Line 65. Here. Town.get adventurers. Oh, this can return null? No, it can't return null. Oh, the town isn't set? Am I calling this from ready? Oh, I am. Okay, that's why. Well, that's easy to fix. Yeah, it's easy to fix. Do you need to set a release date towards Steam if you add a Steam page for it? I'm not sure, actually. I think they've changed how early access works. Or no. I'm not even necessarily doing early access. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know how that works. I've only launched one game on Steam, and I just don't remember enough of the process because that was like 5 years ago. I feel like I remember wishlisting it on Steam. Oh, no. Yeah, you definitely didn't wishlist it on Steam. I haven't even paid the fee to be on Steam, let alone make the page and everything. For those wondering, by the way, to get onto Steam, there's pay a fee, and then there's like make the game page. And that might sound really obvious, but the make the game page part is like come up with the trailer, screenshots, marketing text, etc. And this is the big one, coming up with the trailer. I think the other ones, it's like you could kind of just slap some screenshots together, write the text yourself, use an AI if you want to, but the trailer is something that's going to take me a good amount of time. This is some of the stuff that's going to have to happen after September, I think. And I think getting a Steam page up pretty much as soon as possible after checkpoint number 3 is going to be important. All right, we get the Rogue, we click hire. It's still not working. Man, how am I doing such a shoddy job at this? Let's put a breakpoint here. I'm surprised. I don't think this function is that complex. All right, so the first time we hire, everything's fine. Next time we hire, it is not. But why not? Classes offered is still 0. But what about this code? New classes to offer has presumably 2 things in it. Yes. So then when we union it, does this not have 2 things in it? It does. Oh, it's a new class every time. Oh my God. Okay, yeah, I know what's going on. We make a new dialogue every single time. So something outside of this needs to keep track of which classes were offered, and I guess the Guildmaster can do that. Yeah. And then we need to update it somehow. How do we want to do that? I guess if we just pass in a reference, then it'll get updated automatically. So instead of initializing it with just the town, this is higher adventure, classes offered, yeah. And then we paste that in. Classes offered. We're going to need to save this too. Yeah. This is going to be null. It's read only. I guess we just do that. And then set this here. Then rename this. I only want to rename one of those. Why did we rename everything? Oh, because we shadowed the member variable. Yeah. Okay, now I would be surprised if I didn't get it finally. Although this is only working because we're passing in a reference to the hash set that the guildmaster has. All right, rogue, go to higher. Yes, cool. So we got it. So if I were to pick the warrior now, the next time around we'll see mage and cleric. Oh, we need enough money for it, I guess. Yeah, mage and cleric. Nice. So could we like fake add in a bunch of other classes? What would it even take to do that? Because I want to see what this dialogue looks like when we have a bunch. So let's make paladin and summoner. And then I guess we need to manifest data for them as well. Paladin, summoner. Okay, we just need to pick a new index here, 4, 5. Oh, those won't exist. Drat. Yeah, those won't exist. Characters, that. Yeah. We can do this, and then it should work. Yeah, great. All right, let's try that out. Well, whoops, I picked the wrong. I modified the wrong things. My bad. I meant to modify the new ones. Paladin, summoner. Okay, let's try that. So the first choice, still always the same. Rogue, mage. Let's pick that. Yeah, cool. So now we can see the summoner. We hire the cleric, let's say. And now we'll get the mage, the summoner, and then one other one. No, 2 other ones, right? So if we pick the paladin here and then hire again, we only have 3 choices because there are only 3 classes left. Okay. Do you make all your nodes and stuff in C# or do you use the Godot editor for that as well? It depends on what I'm doing. Some things are more visual, like a dialogue, for example, and then I try to make them in the editor. And then some things are kind of tedious to make solely through the editor. So I'll make them through code. So for example, there is a, what did I call this? This, yeah. To make these, like I have, do I have this open? No, I don't. To convert from the sprite sheets into animated sprites. Yeah, we have something like this. So with this input picture, you can see there are 4 adventurers here, and each one has 3 frames of each of the 4 directions. So in order to convert that into code or into an animated sprite, I just made code to do it. Because if you were to go into the editor and have to do that every single time, it'd just be so tedious. You'd be clicking all these different sprites. If you change the format of the sprite sheet, you'd have to go change every single scene you ever made for these. So I think it all depends on what you need your scene for and how much customization you need. I think in general, a good way of thinking about it is just start with the editor. And when you find that you need to reuse that scene, then maybe dip into code. Okay, so should I add another couple of classes here just to kind of test this? Let's add in, I'm just making up names. It really doesn't matter. In fact, you know what? The AI can make them up. So let's have the AI make them up. Cool. Count. I wonder if it thinks, okay, monk. Great. Yeah, cool. So we got ranger, bard, druid, monk. Let's go copy paste all of those in. Set that to 0, set that to 1. Ranger, bard, druid, monk. In fact, let's just copy them all. there. Now we put them here. Good, good. And then set this to 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey again, Dice Seth. I only saw your message when I was ending, but what's the game you're working on? Oh, wait, this was already running. Also, I don't even know if this is a good idea, what I'm doing here. Like adding 2 new choices every time. I feel like you need to have a choice. And if you're only given 1 new option, then you have your old choices and 1 new one. So now we'll have the mage and 2 others. Yeah. So if we pick the summoner, then we'll have the mage paladin and 2 others. Mage, paladin, and then cleric and druid. Yeah, so if we pick the cleric, we'll have mage, paladin, druid, and 2 others. Yep. And pick the bard, we'll have mage, paladin, druid, monk, and then whatever's remaining. Yeah, ranger and warrior. Yeah, I like this a lot. Also, this looks super cool. We just need tooltips on these. And we got our characters walking around town. Although if I were to start a battle with them, they're going to do... Whoa, I've never seen the dialogue with this many characters. Oh, this is broken? What? Oh, no, it's not broken. Oh, I see what's going on. The dialogue's just silly when it gets that big. All right, so if we put in all the new characters, bard, monk, whatever, they'll all act like they're the cleric. So we should have practically infinite healing. Because they all have the cleric skills. In fact, let's put a bunch of points into these and just see what happens. What's in my party? Cleric, summoner, ranger, bard. Let's go with that. Cleric, summoner, ranger, bard. So let's get that. Summoner, ranger, bard. I just want to see what'll happen. This is just completely for fun. There. Start battle. Okay. They should have pretty much infinite healing. Yeah, there's no way they're gonna die. I'll speed this up, but they're gonna just be locked at full life the whole time. Like stupidly powerful. Yep. No chance of losing. Wow. Too bad we don't have graphics for the healing. Very cool though. Roguelike with ARPG combat and dynamic timed objectives on the map. Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta say, I think at this point, there are a lot of genre classifiers that have been sort of slapped together a lot in the past, such that now that's not as descriptive of a game as it probably would have been maybe 10 years ago. But yeah. Hey, Darkstorm. Okay, cool. Well, I am happy with this. Let's go delete the extra classes because they're not real classes. Sad to do that. I want them to just be in the game but not have to code any of them. And we'll delete this too. And then we'll clean up the code. We need to save this as well. There's a whole bunch of saving stuff we need to do. Need to save the Guildmaster's classes offered variable. Yeah. I haven't been paying too much attention to a lot of different games lately. So I'm not familiar with that game. Oh, this looks like a Vampire Survivors type of game. Although maybe it's not. I don't know. Yeah, so I'm happy with the code. I kind of want to just take a look at this function. The camera angle is confusing you. It's an MMO. Oh, okay. Yeah, I only very, very quickly scrolled through the trailer on Steam on my other monitor. So at any time that you're offered new adventurers or offered to hire an adventurer, you're offered 2 new classes and all of the old ones that you didn't pick. This is because later in the game, you may decide that you have a need for a class that you passed up. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm happy with this. Okay. So fix how adventurers are offered to you. It used to be that you were always offered the rogue and mage every single time, even if you already had them. Now we offer 2 new choices at any point and all of the choices that you passed up in the past. Good. Done. Done. All right, what remains? Anything that requires your attention to have an indication you can do something. I don't remember what we said for this. I don't think I'm going to do anything for this. Yeah. All right, start battles by doing this. Ah, man, we got a bigger decision we got to make, which is what does the UI even look like? Probably it doesn't make sense to have all the battle section get used. Yeah, like this. This is how you would start a battle once you have the game going. But like, we probably shouldn't start with just a blank section of the screen, right? Oh, I'm so torn. We could hide this and show the town. And then, so here's, okay, let's back up. Here's what I want to do. You start the game, you can't even move the camera. Okay, great. You're forced to build the guild. You build the guild, you click the guild master, you hire your first adventurer. Now you would enter a battle. And that's where the game needs to instruct you on how to enter a battle. And we could just enable this button. It was disabled the whole time and we enable it. Or we could have some in-world thing for starting battles. But the problem with the in-world thing is that you eventually get multiple battle slots. So you might start a battle with a rogue and then that uses the left slot and then start a battle with a mage and then start a battle with the warrior and cleric over in the final place. There we go. And which slot you want to sort of overwrite. Oh, but there's something interesting. People gave feedback that they wanted to close a slot. If we let them do that, then it could be that you can only start battles from the portal. Then you can edit the party if you want. But otherwise, well, that's kind of silly. Still having the first line obscured by camera? No, actually. Yeah, that was just a habit. I guess because of this dialogue. Yeah, I can see every part of my screen except for the very top pixels of like right here, which are never really that important. And even then, I can still read that it says Untitled 2 Skeleseller. I just can't see all the pixels of that. But yeah, that was a force of habit. Or the debug bar. So close a slot, start a battle from inside the game. Then when you want to start another battle, you'd go to the portal. Yeah, so you do this, you do this. Then the portal would be closer. You'd click that and you'd start a battle. It would just spawn this dialogue. So imagine this is up here. I could see that working. Alternatively, we keep these buttons where they are at the bottom. Oh man, there are lots of ideas that could potentially work for this. I like them being anchored there and just always showing up. I don't know what to do. Yeah, a lot of decisions to be made. Because there are really two questions we're trying to answer here. How do you start your first battle? And then how do you start all of the other battles? Till portal clicked, which brings up start battle and lower bar. So you're saying you eventually click the portal. Actually, even hiring the adventurer could just slide in this bar. It could be like, cool, now that you have it, yeah, that could kind of work. I like that, Phlox. Now you have an adventurer. Start a battle by using the button at the bottom. So you click this, and it would just start it automatically. Okay, yeah. So this battle will finish. You'll get your items. The adventurer will go back to town. We could hide the edit thing. We'll hide auto battle. So you'll just see repeat battle. Yeah, I think that could work. Okay, so let's do that. I think we should hide the battle bar entirely until you've hired an adventurer. Then it should slide in or fade in. And maybe we hide edit party / location when you only have one party member and location. And we should hide auto battle until you've unlocked it. Yeah. Thinking about putting some background image in the slots. The background below the skill icons, like the texture here. Yeah. Yeah, but I think having a part of the UI show that is not usable yet. Let's see what this looks like at least, where we fade this in and we've got start battle. I mean, putting a texture behind it could still be done. Or maybe showing a portal there, or I don't know, something like that. Like a portal-y background. In fact, that could be kind of interesting. The portal in the game right now is purple. Whether or not it says purple, I don't know. But you could match that color and have it be a texture of that in the background to kind of indicate that the battles are happening through a portal. All right, but what did I say? That I wanted to change this? Let's go see how we can change it. So we have the instances view, which shows at the bottom, and we want to be able to dynamically change the size of it. So if I were to just set the size of this to 1 pixel, it's not going to change the size of the town. So we need to put this inside of a VBox, I think. Yeah. And then just dynamically change the size of this up to, what, 288 pixels? Okay. This is probably going to break a whole lot. Oh, man. You should show the skeleton's last lost battle. Oh, that'd be kind of cool. Like you see the battle with the snake. Although actually, technically, you won that battle. It's just the poison killed you afterward. In fact, I guess you might have. Well, I guess it doesn't matter if you had items. Maybe they would have disappeared. Not if on your deploy. No, yeah, that's fine. But it's a good idea. I like that. Viewport should be 9 tiles tall times 2, the 2x zoom times 16 pixels. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, although we have to know that it's 9 tiles tall by... I'll probably still just make a constant out of this, but yeah, that's true. So like I said, we're probably going to break everything, but we got to do this at some point. So it's not just town scene, I guess. It's... Oh, wait a sec. Are both of these under the same parent? Oh, they are. Oh, wait a sec. Then we can just delete the minimum size on this and have the town be set to expand. Yeah. Oh, that's not going to be hard or break anything. container sizing, vertical, expand. There. Oh, but then the viewport needs to match the size of the parent. I wonder if you can do that somehow. The parent node is a sub viewport container and its stretch is true. Viewport size cannot be changed manually. Oh, so we just set stretch on this to true. That might have worked. I have no idea. I don't think so, though. Well, let's try running this. Oh, Schwartz, thanks for resubbing. I don't know why I didn't hear the sound. Huh. Turn this up. Yeah, welcome back. Well, this is thoroughly broken. What have I done? What have I done? I don't want to override this. I just want this to stretch to fill the entire container, which means this also needs to be set to expand. It is. So what is this set to? This needs to expand in both directions. This should just cover the whole screen. What am I doing? Yeah, there. Now, why does that still look bad? Just because the town is scrolled? Maybe that's why. Hey, Makuso. All right, let's restart this. No, it's like close to what I want, but not exactly. We're somehow panned over to here. It's like it doesn't know the bounds of the camera. And I know why we're sending the camera over to there. It's because I have this call right here. Pan and zoom immediate. If I just didn't set this to such an extreme negative coordinate, if I set to like 550, it would look a little bit better. Maybe even correct. Yeah. Why can we pan all the way over to here, though? That's the part I don't understand. We're able to see the corners, and they're centered. It would imply that the camera itself doesn't know what the bounds are. Get viewport wrecked. Map bounds. What version am I using of Godot? I think it's 4.3 point something .rc. 4.3 point RC1, yeah. Yeah, if we didn't adjust the boundaries, you'd be able to center the camera on the corner of the map, which is what we're doing. Oh, I think because the viewport size can change. But this should know what the viewport is. Why is that happening? I don't know. I also don't know why it would happen in both directions. The Y shouldn't have changed, or no, the X shouldn't have changed. But we are able to center on the X. Did they fix the camera jitter on smoothing? I don't know. Yeah, I don't even know if I use camera smoothing. What am I doing wrong? All I did is change the size of this thing. Yeah, so the viewport is now bigger. Huh. I don't know. Well, I guess let's debug this. Print viewport size. This is the size that we can see at any given time. The position is map bounds dot position. What is map bounds? In pixels. Oh, that's passed in? Maybe that's the problem. Get used rect. No, this is correct. This is the size of the map in pixels. Keep having issues with scaling and zooming, but I'm on 4.2. Yeah, I unfortunately don't know much about what might be wrong. Although I guess you could just try 4.3. The nice thing about Godot is you can download it super quickly and they've got a project upgrader thing. So if you just open it in 4.3 and it doesn't work, then just revert it afterward. What could be wrong? Yeah, we'll just run this again. Okay, so viewport size, it thinks it's 2 by 2. Okay, it's updated to 1920 by 1053. Yeah. So that is the size of that viewport. Oh, wait, what? Now it's working, right? What? What is going on? It probably does some resizing then after. Okay, I think I know what's going on. Yeah, it probably does some resizing after the game is started. So if I were to just start the game again and just zoom, it would be totally fine. But I didn't zoom. So this is not fine, but then I zoom out and now it is fine. Yeah. Okay. I see. So anytime we change the viewport, we're going to need to call update bounds. Makes sense. I'm scared I only use stable. Oh, I'm just saying maybe it'll fix those problems and then you can continue to just use stable, but know that the problems are going to get fixed. But if 4.3 doesn't fix them, then you know that you probably have some work you need to do. Oh my God, this is unshippable. Look at this. Look at this tree. I can't believe I didn't notice this. What a blunder. We got to just throw out the code. Yeah. I think we pack it in. Can't ship a game with a broken tree like that. So why is this happening? I guess the only things that are going to change the size are right at the beginning of the game. We call update bounds in ready in init, but init can't be the right time then. Hey, Magnu. Check it on zoom and on move. I think it's just the viewport doesn't have the right size at first because it thinks it's 2 by 2. Yeah. When do I plan to ship? Probably, honestly, like very early 2025, I'm hoping. Just make the tree an Easter egg. You found it. You found the broken tree. And I bet if we call this one frame later, it would be fine. So if where do we do this? We have an item dropping thing. There's like purposely no await call for it. Yeah, this is intentionally not awaited. So if we just do this, I left it on purpose. Who knows? Yeah. Yeah, see? It's an Easter egg. All right, await a call. Actually, let's just call foo here. Public void foo. So this needs to return a task. Then we await all these things. No, public async. There we go. And then wait the tiniest amount of time. I guess create a timer that's set to 0 or something. Does 0 work or no? Yeah, I don't see why not. And then after that, just call the same camera thing that we already had. There. And that should fix it. That's my guess, at least, is that we're one frame off from being able to get this to work correctly. And I think I have an idea for how we could get this to work the proper way, but let's see. I don't think that worked. No, it still thinks the viewport size is 2. Although maybe it's because we need to set this to some really, really tiny time that's not 0. Maybe 0 knows that it doesn't actually need to be asynchronous. No, I don't think that's the case. I'm not sure then. All we know is that update bounds isn't being called at the right time. The viewport ends up changing. maybe the viewport ends up changing in a non-deterministic way. There is something that I wrote over here somewhere. This process frame, that might be what we need to wait for. Let's just copy paste this code. There. If that works, then I think I understand what's going on. Yeah, it worked. Yeah, I think I know what's going on. All right, well, let's look up Godot process frame. How to get the art? Take a look at that command. It's related to this weird issue. You mean a GitHub issue? Viewport 2x2. I don't see anything on GitHub, at least. I wonder if it's just happening in our code. I wonder if there's anything that would make it look like it's 2x2. I don't see anything obvious just looking at this. Our viewport changes the size for some reason. I mean, it could just be how containers work in Godot. No, I don't see anything obvious for that either, though. I'm not sure. We're gonna have a bunch of little weird camera things going on. So yeah, I guess the first time this is called, we need to await for process frame and then call update over here. I'll leave that print in for now. Problem is we can't just arbitrarily call await from some function. Yeah, we can't. Computing automatic changes to the size. Setting itself to x2, y2. I wonder why that would happen, though. The only thing I could think is that it's probably setting itself to some... No, I was going to say maybe... Yeah, okay, maybe 2 pixels would make sense if it had 2 nodes inside of it, and each one was set to a minimum of 1 pixel. But yeah, I don't know why that would happen. We could call like update bounds on next process frame and then do that from here. So this would be async in a way that I don't actually want to await it. Can you make something async void and just not have it return? No. And then, yeah, just suppress this issue because we don't care. And then from town, get rid of this. Yeah. Who's Doomstorm? I think you mean Darkstorm. From the credits, did I write the name wrong? Oh yeah, yeah. Darkstorm's been working on. Darkstorm worked on the notification system and is now working on the world. So, for example, if I click this, these notifications hired the warrior, hired the mage. Darkstorm made those, and the world that you see is what Darkstorm made, but we're changing it around in a little bit. And a bunch of other things too. Those are the most recent ones though. Well, ooh, that's still not working. Wait, what? How is that not working? What? That only printed once. What? What did I do? Update bounds on next process frame. We have an await here. Oh, I never update bounds. Whoops. Yeah, whoops. I just forgot a call to a function there. So like I said, I think this will fix it, but yeah. Oh wait, we can't move the camera anyway. Yeah, there we go. All right, so now the next thing would be to get this to automatically size upward. I guess we just want to hide the instances view altogether or position it off screen. If I hide this and then rerun, what happens? Actually, let's rerun it from over here. That way we don't need to keep rerunning. What do we use to work together? Just Discord and GitHub. Wow, this is pretty crazy to me. I haven't seen the game take up the full screen like this without the battle section at the bottom. It's actually kind of interesting because we could. I don't think there's ever going to be a time in the game after like 20 minutes of playtime where you don't have a battle running. So probably you'll never see this view again. We could have a full screen mode or something. So you would click hire, and then as soon as you hire, the bar should pop up out of the bottom. Let's go get that to work. We pretty much just need to make a tween that first we show this, which as soon as we show it, it's going to pop that thing up. And then we increase the size. Yeah. Does Godot enable live changes through Git? No. Godot enables live changes through the editor, and if you have GDScript, it'll hot reload them. If you're talking about how do I work with somebody else and get like changes immediately, it doesn't really work that way. We go through GitHub, so there will be a PR on GitHub, and there will be some PR here, and I'll look at this. I'll look at the files that are changed, and if it looks good, then I'll click merge, and then we'll have the merge code. If you're not familiar with that flow, that's just a Git thing. That's not a Godot thing. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna have a problem with this because the minimum size is going to be set to the minimum size of the battle button. So as soon as I show this, it's already going to take up some space. We could offset the position of this. Is that even doable? No, but it was doable in the notification box. Set position. Sets the control position to the given position. And this is inside of another container. And yet set position works. Let's try this out. I'm going to just test something. Let's go to this code. Duplicate it, set this to UI home. And then I want to do, what do we want to get here? Get rid of that for now. I want to find the instances view. Here it is. Let's just make that access as unique name. I've not had the pleasure to work with others that code. It's not too difficult to find somebody online to at least kind of get started with. There are a lot of game jams that happen, and sometimes they have teams. I think if you have any friends who code, I think just asking them, hey, do you want to work on a project together? I think that's good too. A lot of times people ask me, how do I get started coding? Not even coding with other people, but how do I get started coding? And some of the advice I give is that you shouldn't try to pursue like dream projects at first because it'll be tough to get done if you have no experience. I think the same thing goes with working with other people. You need to work with other people enough to know what you do that's good, what you do that's not so good, how you can improve that stuff, maybe how to exercise other people's strengths as well. First game equals MMO, yep. I think a lot of people have that mentality though of, hey, I've always had this game I wanted to work on, and now I'm going to learn game programming, so why wouldn't I make the game I want to work on? And it's like, well, you need probably a little bit of experience for that game to go well. I remember tinkering around way back in the day. I really liked the Zelda series, and I thought I'm going to make a game like Zelda. And I started, and I got very, very little progress. I just didn't have the experience or the know-how or the resources to get those things. All right, so in this case, we want to get node. What is this called? Instances view, and it's just a control. Yeah, instances view. Control instances view. All right, now we want to show it. And then I want to try setting the position of it. Although this is probably not a great idea. Let's just set it to, I don't know, 15 pixels over. Actually, something obvious, 300 pixels over. 300, 0. Let's try that. Hey, Grace, it's going well. Made a lot of progress this morning, and this is the last stream before vacation, but I have started working on making the battle view not show until you can actually start a battle. And it is not working. What broke here? Cannot cast instances manager to control. What is this thing? It inherits from node. Okay, fine. Make it a node then. Oh, there is no show on a node? What? Hold on a second. This should just be a control then, huh? Yeah, and we should just put this back to what it was. Yeah. Till when am I going to be on vacation? Until August 28th. That'll be the first stream back. Okay, I did it. It shows up here now. Yeah, so we set the position on the screen. It's not quite, I mean, I didn't have a position in mind when I did this. I just want to see, could we set it? And we can. But what I want to do is not have this take up any space at all, actually. I don't know how that's possible, though. Oh, you know what we might be able to do? Maybe we could set a stretch ratio. No, but this would assume that two things have the same. This would also need expand, and then we set the stretch ratio based on this. Why is this not working the way I expect? Because this has a minimum size? Probably. Yes, that's why. Delete that. Okay, yeah. There we go. So now we can set the stretch ratio. Oh, but you can't set it to be 0. I want it to collapse to nothing. Ah, man. Man. I don't seem to lack any capabilities alone, but I don't have the capability of doing well with others. Trustworthy people are hard to find. I think trustworthy people are hard to find, yes, but I think that you can just set up some kind of throwaway projects that you work on with other people anyway. Because the way I look at it is this. You can probably gain any skill you would need to be able to make pretty much any project. And then it just comes down to time and motivation. And maybe resources, but for coding, I mean, you can kind of look at it as most of the stuff you do is probably going to be free or mostly free. So do you want to spend all that time? Do you want to muster the motivation for all of that? Like, I could have learned how to make art and then spent years honing that skill and then made this art and then made the entire game myself. But like, yeah, I don't know. It's just better working with people sometimes. It lets you increase your scope a little bit, lets you not have to worry about some of the tasks you don't want to worry about. And it can help keep you motivated. So I think even if you have the capability, it doesn't necessarily mean you should always work alone. Okay, I don't know how to do what I'm trying to do here. Oh, we could clip contents and then we could set this to 0, right? It's not that. There's some way to... Man, I don't know how to do this. Okay, let's look this up. Godot set size of container to 0, even with children. Box container sets children size to 0. I have a minimum size. I don't want a minimum size on this. I don't think we can just set a minimum size on the button though, right? No. Hey, Pokemon. Dev's going well. Yeah. Why are we trying to set the size to 0? So what I want is there's this, the screen is roughly divided like so. There's the town view and then the battle view. And it's just one of each kind of view, but I'm just showing their relative sizes. What I want is for the battle view to expand from 0 up to the size it belongs. If I disable the visibility, it goes to 0. But then as soon as I turn it back on, it's going to immediately snap to the size of the button that's inside of it. So I want a way of having it be visible, but just have it slowly take up the size it needs to take up. I wonder, maybe we can just set the size of it to 1. Maybe that would work. Instances, I don't think so because I have it set to expand right now. So it's going to take up whatever space it can, which is, I guess, whatever space the town is not taking up. I guess, yeah, you're right. It probably is the label. In which case, what we could do is we could change. No, wait, maybe we can't change it in here. Text behavior. Yeah, clip text. Well, we could turn that to on, and then maybe you'd be able to set this to be smaller. No, I don't think so. I think the button still has some minimum size on it somehow. Container sizing, vertical, shrink, center. No, it's not going to matter. Yeah. I'm not sure. There are ways to work around this. Can't you position it on the screen? Yeah, you definitely can. But I think the problem is, regardless of the positioning, and you can probably already see this in the game right now, the battle bar is positioned at the top of the screen right now, but you can see it's still taking up all the space on the bottom of the screen. Yeah, town and battle are in a V-box. Yeah. If you erase the text, does it change anything? Let's find out. Yes, it does. But there's still a minimum size here. And that's probably from the button itself. Yeah. So if I delete the button, so button on its own has a minimum size, probably because it has some margins around the text, and then the text adds the rest of the size. But the thing I don't want to do, I don't want to have to hunt through everything in this scene and be like, okay, disable the text, turn all this stuff off. Wonder if there's any other way to do this. Godot force max size of container. Every UI can be displayed on top and moved around freely. I don't want anything to move around freely though. I mean, I like the point that it's anchored is important, and I just want to find some way to animate this sliding in. Hide itself and then immediately show it. Can they just come up with their own size? Because if they could, I could just override it as long as I have some flag set to true. Maximum width. No easy way. I don't even know if this is the thing they're talking about. Max size container. Limit the size of children nodes. Do they have the code for this somewhere? MIT license. Okay, so we just take a look at how they did this. Max size container. Set max size. Max size equals value. Check if valid and adapt margin. They add margins to keep the child's size below the maximum. Wow. It's very interesting. Anchor and slide are kind of mutually exclusive. Well, I mean, okay, you can imagine in the HTML world at least how you'd accomplish this, and that's not saying much because we're not in the HTML world, but you would just set the max height from 0 to whatever you want, 300. And your control would just expand, and it has some logic inside of it for how it would render elements within it. And I think there's probably some way to set clipping on something here. Like if I clip this maybe, and then we set the size, we can't change the size of this though. It has a size of 27. We need to be able to, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we need to change to get this to work. Hey, guest. And if there's a way to do this, I think that'd be cool. If not, then I guess we just find some other way to do it. Let's, I guess, go make the scene that we want here. So if I change this to a VBox container and we add in a texture rect and I give it a gradient texture and we make this be just some color, it doesn't matter. Sure. Okay, so it goes from black to pink, and then we set this to expand. There. Then we add in another one of these things, and we make this unique, and then give it a gradient. I guess let's also make this unique. Then give this a gradient from whatever, some other color. Okay, so this is our this is our recreation of what we kind of want, and then underneath this we have a button, and the button says something like battle. Sure. So we want to be able to set this to take up no space. So in layout, we can set its container stretch ratio down to nothing, but then it's, oh wait, interesting, because that's not a real container. So it actually does just bump it right off the screen. So the problem is that this is inside of a VBox container. Also, why is there a tiny space between them? I guess because of the separation on this. Yeah. So we change the type of this. Change type to panel container, I guess. Oops, not that, this. Change type, I don't see change type, there. Panel container. All right, the button went right there. Now can we change the layout of that? Yeah, so this minimum is set here. If we set clip, does this allow it to work? No. What if we set clip on everything? No, it doesn't. It doesn't let it do that. Clip contents. There's no way to do it. I'm still team move town out of the box. Yeah, I think we'll have to do that because I guess there's no way to set this to be 0. I guess there's one other way we could do it, which is render all of this to another viewport and then increase the size of that viewport. It'd be kind of weird, but I think that would work. Like these things are just sub viewport containers anyway. If we throw the whole thing into a sub viewport container. All right, I'm going to try that in this scene. Let's just see. Sub viewport container. Put this here. Make this expand. Or I guess contract. Put this inside of it. Yeah, it looks like that worked. So now as we expand this. No, wait. Vertical expand. Oh God, what have I done? This doesn't ever expand. Huh. Well, shrink this down to 0. Yeah, I think it's going outside of the viewport. So I think this actually is working how I would want. And then we can just expand it upward. Yeah. I haven't kind of proven that this works, but oh, wait, I see. Because this doesn't have a panel in the background. We'd have to make a new style box flat and then put in a color here. Yeah. And as we modify the stretch ratio, this would be fine. This one. Well, this thing's still looking weird. I don't know why this isn't expanding to fill. Oh, because we have clip? No. I don't even see container sizing. It's just container default. Huh. Yeah, I don't know what controls that. Maybe it's got to be inside of a VBox container. Does that work? And then we set this to expand. What is container? Oh, there's got to be a viewport or something under here, right? Yes, there's got to be a viewport under this. And then we put everything in here under that. And then we say that this thing needs to stretch. Oh my goodness. This is a mess. I am probably doing things wrong. I love Godot UI work. It's not too bad if you've done something before, but I've never done this before. And yeah, clearly I don't know what I'm doing. Expand. This should be taking up half the screen. Yeah. So this is just a viewport. So then this needs to be set to this thing right here. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Okay, now can I do what I wanted to do? I can. Oh, perfect. That's exactly what I want. So I think we can just do that. Oh, wait a sec. But we need to do one other thing here, right? We need to know if it's changed the size of this. Yeah, it has. Yeah. Yeah. Should be easy. Okay. Well, that was nuts. But I think we figured it out. And we just got to change everything. How do we do that? Well, over here we had a sub viewport container and a sub viewport. And then our container. And if we didn't have this one, we just put this in here. Does it also work? It doesn't know to expand in that case. Yeah, it doesn't know to expand in that case. So that's why we need the parent container. Yeah. Okay, let's go try to replicate that. So all of this goes into a sub viewport container. We put this here. And then under that, we add a viewport. We make sure to set this one to stretch, layout, container size, expand, and we just need any ratio here, which we'll change later. And then we put the instances view under that. And there we go. Why am I not seeing anything show up under here? Why isn't anything showing? Did I break a bunch of other things? Because I was clicking a whole lot of stuff. And I might have turned something off that I didn't mean to turn off. I don't know. Is there even a start battle button in here? I don't see one. Could just be viewports are messed up. All right, let's just try running this. Oh, man. All right, sure. Launch the game. Well, that's promising. I want to get this and then change its stretch ratio. Instances view dot, wait a second, what is the instances view? It's this thing. I want the sub viewport container. I want to change its stretch ratio. Check the scene file and then change. Yeah, I'm gonna need to do that next. We're gonna call this testeroni. That way we can get that for sure. Testeroni. Actually, they'll just call it sub viewport container. Okay, stretch this. We'll just say plus equals 0.5. There. So we'll be able to increase that through code. Oh wait, oh, there's a problem there. What's the problem? Node not found. Oh yeah, of course. Because I wasn't, wait, no, not of course. I don't know. Let's just try this. See what happens. Is it still complaining about the instances view? It is, yeah. Oh, because we're fetching this from some other part of code. Ah. Ah. Oh, we're going to get there. We're going to get this effect to work. And then I got to write a note about this. Okay, so we can bump this up. So stupid. Oh, man. Also, it's going to be hard to figure this out because we need to make this stretch ratio thing be the right size. I guess we'd stretch it to 1 and then set a minimum size. I'm not sure. I haven't figured out that far yet. But I'm also not positive what I've broken here. So yeah, let's look through the scene. So town scene, that part's okay. Town view, container, town viewport. I don't see anything wrong so far. VBox container has clip content set to true. Where's that? This one? Anything else? No, that was it. And yet, I doubt that was enough. I'm not also setting a position or anything. What is going on here? Why did it work in this scene? We have a VBox container underneath this. I didn't do anything else, right? Just set stretch. Do I need to do anything different here? I set stretch over here. Custom minimum size is set to 0, 0, but this is set to expand, and it is expanding. And then this thing's size probably changes, and then this should just be set to expand, and it is. Oh, stretch ratio is 0? Is that why? No, that shouldn't matter when there's nothing else in the container with it. Yeah, I don't know what I've done wrong. This all looks fine. The button itself, I turned off all these weird things I had on, right? Yeah. What is town view stretch ratio? Town view. It's set to 1. But this is fine. If I changed this, it would just change the relative size of this. The problem is that I'm not seeing the button show up over here. In fact, yeah, I don't see a button at all. I wonder where it is. Maybe I could just get its position somehow. Because maybe it's just hidden somewhere. I don't see this stuff at all. This is rendering nothing to this viewport. This should be, okay, how about this? Let's add in a texture rect. Put this at the top of this. And make this like bright pink or something. Okay. All selected canvas items are either invisible or locked and can be transformed. Oh, they're locked, yeah. This is an HBox container though. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. I guess because I have nested viewports. That could be the problem. What if I set a minimum size of like 50 by 50 here? That show up anywhere? No, I think this just does a bad job at rendering multiple viewports. Or I'm not understanding something. It's much more likely I'm not understanding something. I shouldn't blame Godot. Let's turn all of these off. We should see a pink rectangle. Yeah, I don't see one anywhere. Did we always have a viewport inside of a viewport? I mean, technically, yes, because there has to be a viewport at the top level in Godot, even if you don't list one. So, but otherwise, no, we did not have like grandchild viewports as far as I know. Yeah. What else did I change? Don't stretch. Yeah, this stuff shouldn't have changed anything. This is new instances view. Has now a custom minimum size of 1. Is that the problem? Oh, wait a sec. Oh, did I? Oh my God. I need to do this, didn't I? Yes. Oh my God. Okay. I forgot about that. Hey, Kelsey. Oh man. Yeah. What a blunder. Okay. Well, there's everything. And now what we could do is we could set this to be, we could turn these things back on. We could delete the texture rect. What was the point of the sub viewport you added? The point of it was that I need to be able to set the size of something to 0, and sub viewports can go to 0. So when I collapse this, it's 0. It's not like the button is resizing it to a minimum because it's a viewport, not a container. So that's why I needed to do that. By the way, this is all for an effect that I have in my head, which maybe we don't like the effect in the end, but we could try this out now. Let's delete the minimum size on that button. Where did I put the minimum size? I put it somewhere. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Because this doesn't need a minimum size, and this doesn't even need a size. There we go. All right, let's try it. All right, so you're looking at, oh, nope, that's wrong. I forgot to change the stretch ratio. That's pretty easy though. We'll just do that here. There. No, wait, not that one. This one. There. Okay, let's run that again. So you should be looking at the whole town, yes. And now when I press a button, it'll go up by 0.5 every time. So we are slowly going to increase the size of that. What's weird is it didn't actually show start battle until sort of toward the end of all of that. Why not? This is set to take up the entire... This has a position on it. It shouldn't have a position on it. It should be 0, 0, right? It should also not have a size. It should be set to take up the entire... I'm probably messing everything up. Yeah. Who knows what else I just changed here? Just try running this. Oh, there's the start battle thing. Okay, cool. Yay. All right. So to show this whole thing now, instead of changing the stretch ratio like this, what we want to do is we want to change it slowly over time. So we're going to make a tween that does that. Let's just search for tween code. Yeah. Oh, wait, that's not tween code. The actual tween code is over here. Let's just search for the modulate thing because I think that's all we need to do. Yeah, this. Hey, Anton. Welcome in, you and Kelsey. All right, so create a tween, modulate the size flags. Oh, this has to be the... I think this has to be the lowercase form of this. So we need to right click this and copy its property path. Size flag stretch ratio. And we want this to slowly go to, I don't know, 1 over the course of 5 seconds. Sure, let's just try that. Whoops, gotta be on this. There. You won't be able to tween, use the notification tween as this is a control. Not sure you can tween everything on controls. Yeah, but I think this in particular should work because it's not one of the things that's set by a parent. Although maybe not, who knows? And it doesn't look like it just did anything. What am I tweening to? Final val 1. That should be right. Oh, Kelsey, thanks for subbing. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you enjoy your stay here. Unfortunately, this is a somewhat bad time to get value for your subscription because I'm about to take a 2-week vacation. But I will be back after that and I will be streaming. August 28th should be the first day back. So this didn't work, but it could be not working for any number of reasons. It could be that it should be named in the like camel case way. Well, that. And it could be that you can't do this on this control. And it probably could be other thing. All right, cool, yeah. It is not doing anything. Oh, wait, here we go. Instance not set. Line 229, tween. So we couldn't create a tween on... Wait, what? How's that possible? Can't even create a tween from this thing? I don't think that should be... This is a control though, right? What is the first error that we got? Does not exist. Oh, wait, yeah, that's... I had this originally though, right? Let's try that and let's keep a close eye on the errors here. Yeah, it doesn't produce any errors. Okay. Just doesn't do anything. I wonder, okay, let's do it from within Godot because then we can check and see if it's actually taking effect. So we'll go to the remote view and we'll look at this. This has a stretch. Where is it stretch? It's 0. And when I press the home button, it should tween itself up to 1. It is not. Yeah, maybe it isn't something you can control like that then. So let's try the way that notification box did it. Tween method callable. Okay, so we want to do this stuff. Private void testeroni. Okay. Position.x, this is going to be 1. Wait, no. Tween method does something different. Variant from and to. Okay, 0 and 1. Duration 5. Transition type tween. Transition type linear. Okay, now we want to set this on here. Sub viewport container dot stretch equals x. Okay, let's try that. Still not doing anything. Oh wait. It showed up at the end there. What happened? Maybe I need to. Oh, interesting. Yeah, it showed up only at the end. I wonder if that was working the entire time. What does it even mean? Hello, Boga. It seems to mean you can't change this on the fly. What? Maybe it waits for it to settle or something? Let's just search GitHub for this. Let's do it here. Godot. Whoops, that was supposed to be an H, not an N. Stretch ratio control node doesn't work as expected. Yeah, I think it's fine. Let's get the name of it in terms of, no, we can't. All right. Well, I was gonna say in terms of what GDScript would call it, which is this weird value range. I don't see any problems with this necessarily. Do I use AI? Yeah, I use Copilot at least. I don't tend to use it for searches or anything like this. I tend to use it as just a smart autocomplete. The range goes from 0 to 128. Oh. Oh, wait. No, that's how it probably worked back then. I don't think that's true anymore. Man, what do I do? I wanted to just animate this thing increasing, but I can't figure that out. Maybe it's going from int 0 to int 1. It is possible that it's doing that. What is this? It's a float though, which I find unlikely. The other thing we could do is we could write a print like x is that and then see what that prints out. It should, over the course of 5 seconds, print that it's slowly increasing. Although maybe not. Maybe because I didn't specify float values to begin with, that it's not actually a float. Okay, well, Mario, I'm definitely giving you a point for that because that is smart. And I wonder if just putting an F on here would make this work. Maybe they have different tween methods for ints. They're variants. Now, if they're variants, then it shouldn't. Oh, let's try this. That way, there's no way you could possibly put this into an integer. You'd have to truncate or round. Oh, it works. We did it. Ooh, look at that transition. Neat. Yeah, they're just extra ints. They're incredibly int. So could I have said 0f and 1f and then of course made this like faster than what it currently is? Try that out. They said it couldn't be done, but it just took a lot of hacks. Yeah. Kind of looked a little weird. Oh, maybe it looked a little weird because this is a ratio. So actually setting the very first pix or setting, oh man, setting it to 0.5 is like twice as much as setting it to 1. And oh darn it. There's how do we do what I want to do? Maybe we just don't set a stretch ratio. Maybe all we do is we just set the minimum size because that's what I want anyway. And minimum size is something that's in a linear scale, which is pixels. 1 pixel is half as much as 2 pixels, and that's what you perceive it as. So how would we do that? We just choose this. We set this to like 100. That should work. Okay, let's do that. Custom minimum size. Okay, so we want to get rid of this. And we want to set, is it called custom? Yeah, custom minimum size equals new vector 2. I don't care about the x coordinate, but the y coordinate should be somewhere between, let's just set it to 300. Whatever, we'll see what that looks like. Yeah, try that. Can you use Copilot to autocomplete this shelf I'm building? At some point in your life, you know, maybe you call in your autocomplete robot and it autocompletes your body into a coffin because it doesn't need humans. Hey, Ember, thank you for the resub. 17 months, man. Anyone who's over 9 months right now means they had to have subscribed way back in the day. And obviously I know Ember subscribed back then, but that it's almost 2 years of subbing over the course of like 5 years. All right, that is looking pretty good. Vince, thank you too. And there's been a lot more activity today than normal. Okay, so here's our animation. Probably we want to change it so that it's not just linear. We want to change it to something else. I don't know what. Quad. Sure. And probably speed it up a little bit. And then set the size to what the size actually should be. 288. That's pretty close to 300. 288. There. Yeah, thank you all for the subs. I want to take this time to remind everybody that I'm about to go on a 2-week vacation and there won't be any streams. So if anyone else is thinking of subscribing and wants value for their subscription, probably hold off. Yeah, so this is what this will look like now. I think it's pretty good. Oh, it's probably a little fast. Maybe slow it down by like another 1/10 of a second. Oh, it's not going to take effect immediately. But yeah, this is what I wanted to have happen here. And then when you start a battle, assuming you have an adventurer, that this is the size you would originally have had. Yeah. All right, let's write some notes on this because that was not obvious. And I don't even know if this is the best way of doing things. Mr. Anderson, thank you too. That's the best way to get people to sub is tell them not to sub. I do appreciate it. I feel bad. The reason I didn't even want to become a Twitch partner way back when was because I thought I'm not giving you anything extra by being a partner. So like, why should you be able to subscribe to me? And eventually I got convinced somehow. And then when I quit to work at Google, I turned off subscriptions. And some people are like, it's my money. If I want to pay for nothing, I should be able to pay for nothing. Ski, thank you too. Yeah, share the subs. Let them go around. I like 100% need to clean the inside of this straw. I did not ever look into it, and I did today, and it's not looking good. Clean the inside of the straw. Puke there. Okay, so notes. Where do we even write this? I guess like maximum size. I'll just write this here somewhere. Maximum size of a container. So I ran into a situation where I wanted to set a maximum size, not a minimum one. However, I wanted a maximum size of 0 pixels so that I could animate a container growing. However, the container itself had a minimum size of 27 pixels because of a button with a label in it. I didn't want to have to hide every child with a minimum size. So I concocted this solution. Hey, Spizzing. However, Prime, when you get back, you don't have to. You totally don't have to. Like I said, I'm not trying to like improve revenue numbers or something. And I've talked about this, but the sub count has been kind of just slowly dwindling. It's at 100, and that's fine. I'm fine making my 4,000 a year on Twitch. Hopefully Skeleseller or the course I make next year will do better. So this solution, so make a sub viewport container with a viewport underneath it, and then add your container to the viewport, and then set the size of the sub viewport container. And Ski, thank you. Thank you for your 60th gifted sub, and welcome, Penosa. Still subbed from your Turkish bank card. I definitely appreciate it. Don't get me wrong. I think it's not the same thing to say I don't appreciate this and I'm not trying to improve the sub count. I recognize that each individual person is still spending their money or indirectly spending it through Twitch Prime. I just don't want anyone to feel pressure, and I feel like there's not a ton of value that you get by subscribing. Add your container to the viewport, and what's this thing called? What is this? Anchor. Set its anchor to full rect. Anchor to full rect. So set the minimum size of the sub viewport to the maximum size that you wanted originally. Yeah. Can use the bits badge and the gift subs badge. Yeah. Then people would have like 12 badges in chat. And Pokemon, I'm always happy to explain more if you want me to. I think what probably matters a lot for just followability is knowing what I'm working on at any given time. And in this case, this task took so long that I hope by now you know that what I was trying to do is animate this thing. And we did, so that worked. The reason this was so hard is because there's a concept of a minimum size in Godot. And if you make a scene and you've got a button in it, let me give you this as an example. So if I try shrinking the size of this label, I just can't do it. I would need to clip the children of the label or clip the control itself. And then I would need to do that on each individual control. So the only way to do what I was trying to do, I think, is make a viewport. And now we get into Godot specifics to become harder to follow. So yeah. Okay, well, it worked. Let's use the code now. I should actually probably take a break. I've been just kind of ignoring this because I have a big vacation coming up anyway, but I shouldn't just be sitting at a computer for like 3 hours in a row. So where I left off, got the animation to work, and now I just need to apply it at the right time. I should consider slowing down the animation and also glowing the start battle button. And then we need, that's pretty good. All right, for anyone who hasn't seen this, you can only play through Twitch chat. So if you're watching on YouTube, too bad. But is it jump time? It's jump time. All right, type join in chat and then, you know, jump around, try to get to the top of the screen. See ya. I'll be back in a couple minutes. Oh, that's an oddly appropriate emote for this, Kelsey. Yeah, GG. Close the game. Love this. Yeah, I should take breaks more frequently. I try to stream in 3 hour blocks, and that means that I try to take 2 breaks, but I don't always have that happen. How does it work? Does it launch a script or what? Check out the local vocal command. Actually, that might not be the name of the command. Yeah. So I have, this is something I coded for, did I do a code jam? Why did I make this? That's not even what I made. The thing I made was vocal streamer. I forgot the name of it. Okay. Anyway, this is what I made. A code jam project. Yeah. Oh yeah, I did have a code jam. Yeah. Oh man, I forgot all about this. Wow, talk about context switching. Yeah, so there's a local thing that transcribes everything you say into captions, which you can then feed into OBS and have it just give you closed captioning on Twitch. But then I also have something that is, it's this thing I linked, local vocal or vocal streamer, I mean, that's this. It is transcribing everything I say, and I can parse through this file and see if I said something that is a command. So for example, if I say engage privacy mode, it should change to my privacy mode. Yeah. I feel like a lightning bolt should strike every time I do that. Am I on Mac? Yeah, I'm on Mac. It's hard on mobile. Yeah, it's definitely hard on mobile, even if you have good cell service. But if you don't, it gets even worse. All right, where did we leave off? Got the animation to work. Now I need to apply it at the right time. Should consider slowing down the animation. So what is the right time? When you hire an adventurer is when it should show. Yeah, so let's just make a function here. Private void show battle section, show instances view. Show instances view. Yeah, that. And it's going to do this. And we probably don't even need it to look like this anymore. Let me try this. Let's try just a regular tween on the minimum size. How do you do that, I wonder? Oh, is Jump Royale an external game? Yeah, it's an external game, and the voice command is what tells Jump Royale to start, and then it switches OBS to a particular scene. All that stuff should be source that's available, and I just need to find it if you want to take a look at it. Custom minimum size. Do we ever animate this? Probably not. I don't know why we would ever have reason to do this. Wait a second. What was that file I was just looking at? Control has these as static? Oh, interesting. I didn't realize you could do that. So control.propertyname.custom minimum size. Let's use that. Control property name custom minimum size. All right, so you want it to go to 228 over the course of like a half second. And when I press this button, we're just going to call show instances view. This is still going to be like somewhat broken. I don't care just yet. What is this? Cannot convert string name to node path. Node path. Oh, interesting. They can wait, what? String name. What is a string name? If I just put toString here, it could convert. Yeah, there we go. All right, well, that's probably a mistake, but let's try that. You'll leave a surprise. I would need to accept the PR though, right? For it to be like, I guess maybe that's the surprise. I've broken this. Yeah, I've like thoroughly broken this. Object reference not set to an instance of an object. What line? 235. Tween can't be created. Yeah, I guess we create the tween here and we tween the sub viewport container. Maybe you can't tween controls at all, in which case I will have to call the tween method thing. It'd be strange if you couldn't tween anything about it though, right? But that certainly seems like it's the case. Or I messed something else up. 235 still. Or just this is wrong. I don't know. We're just going to set this to custom minimum size. Oh, also, what am I doing? Even if I had gotten this to work, this has to be a vector that we're tweening here. New vector 20228. Always look at the arrow above. Oh, yeah. Oh, my bad. Yeah. Yeah. And thanks, Appressel. Yeah, actually, something really sad happened yesterday. Oh, cool. That's working. What's a tween? Tween is, I think, probably short for between. But either way, it's used for animating states, between states. So, for example, let's say you have something that changes from blue to pink to green and then back to blue. Like, you'd probably use a tween for that. And all this is really doing is it's taking some value, like let's say a color, and a color is really formed out of RGB. And it's converting it into another value, which again is just an RGB thing, right? So you might, if you just looked at a single component here, maybe you're starting R at 0 and you're going to R equals 128. So a tween is what's going to handle that, and it has a duration and an easing and a something else that lets you control how it goes from 0 to 128. So for example, should it go like really fast at first and then slow down? Should it just linearly go there at the same speed the whole time? Should it go slow and then fast and then slow? Should it overshoot the value and then come back? It's like a transform in CSS. It's like the animation in CSS, I think. I think there are the same easing functions you can apply to that. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, timing functions. Yeah, it's like an animation. So this could all be handled by tweens in Godot, that thing you just saw, which I guess I have to refresh to show you. So it's changing color, it's changing rotation, it's changing position. Thanks, Impressive. Yeah, anyway, I was about to say a sad story that happened. So, and this is serious. So just to set the tone a little bit. But I went to get my haircut yesterday, and I've been going to see the same person now for like a year and a half. And I said, "Hey, how's everything going?" You know, just making conversation. And she just kind of shook her head at me. And I was like, "What's wrong?" And she said, "My husband died." And this like floored me because I for one, I was just like, she's not a native English speaker, and sometimes she says something that isn't exactly what the meaning is, but this was like unequivocally, okay, yes, he died. And I asked what happened and everything. I guess he had a heart attack. He'd been pretty healthy. I mean, they're not, you know, 90 something years old, or they just, yeah, it's just out of nowhere. And she was traveling at the time and had to like travel back just to handle all the paperwork and set up the funeral and everything. Anyway, I don't mean to be a downer, because I probably no one in the stream knows this person, but there's this expression. It's something like, no one is guaranteed tomorrow. And it's definitely true. You could be in the peak of health and get hit by a car or something. So it just made me think, like, I don't know, it puts life in a different perspective. Like, what's important to you? What are you doing with your life? What do you want to be doing? What would it be like if you, I don't know, didn't have your ducks in a row? So, anyway, the haircut reminded me of that. But yeah, it was, just can't imagine being in her position right now. I told my wife about this, and yeah, we were just both sad together. Anyway, back to code. So we got this working. We want to pick this size correctly. Perspective is our relationship to life. Yeah, I guess just the kind of thing, you know, they say you don't know what you have until you've lost it. I feel like that's true for everyone of something, but then other things you are mindfully grateful of. And I try to be grateful of the opportunities and position I have in life. But yeah, it was, anyway, just strange to me how much it affected me just there in the moment, without like it being someone I didn't know the husband that well. I'd only met him like once. All right, so I'm just gonna say this is a backup.cs because I am not paying attention to what I'm doing and don't want to be deleting stuff. Yeah, I think really good reality checks are ones that make you look at your life in a different lens, but without actually any permanent damage. So for example, let's say, I don't know, you were about to become an airline pilot and you went through flight simulator and you like failed. Like, no one's life is on the line. Who cares? You failed the simulation. And yet it still probably tells you, oh man, I need to study harder. I need to learn more. Okay, so this is going to animate this showing. And the amount of time was fine and everything. This is fine. And I'm going to restart this so that syntax highlighting fixes itself. And then while that's loading, let me show you this wonderful picture I took of Abby sitting on my lap yesterday. In totally different news to lighten the mood a little bit. It just cracks me up. It reminds me of the creation of Adam, the painting. What happened here? Did this not even build? Oh no, it built. I just never ran it. Okay. Yeah. Is this hidden by default? Did I do this correctly? Is it called creation of man? Is it? Oh man. Whoops. Let me look this up. Creation of man. Oh, wait, no. It is the creation of Adam, which I don't know if I can show on stream actually, but I can show you the Wikipedia page name. Here you go. Okay, so there is actually like a 2-pixel thing at the bottom of the screen that I want to get rid of. At least I think that's what I'm seeing. Stretch ratio is set to 0. But actually, even if I guess if I set this to 1, it would, okay, yeah. Oh, and then I didn't write that down. Set the minimum size of this to the maximum size you wanted originally. You can do this through code. And if the sub viewport container is the sibling of another has a sibling, then set its stretch ratio to 0. Actually, we don't even need to set this to expand, right? We could just set this to 1. Yeah, there we go. Oh. Then make sure it's expand. Its container sizing has expand turned off. Yeah. Sorry, you saw it as creation of man. I mean, you might have. Maybe someone else mislabeled it or something. Oh, also known as creation of man. Oh, okay. Maybe someone else labeled it then. And hey, Hepta. I actually do want to make merch soon. I was planning on doing it last week and got burned out. And then I just never got back to it. Okay, are there 2 pixels not showing? No, that's the bezel on my monitor. Because I'm like zooming in doesn't make it any bigger. Okay, so then there's nothing hidden down there. There we go. I thought it would. Okay, yeah, whatever. My bad. So show instances view is here. Testeroni shouldn't be used anywhere. Yeah. And then we need to rename this from testeroni to something like instances sub viewport container. And put that there. Then move all of this to the bottom. And zoom immediate. Something's... No, that's probably correct. Yeah, neat. All right, so then all we need to do is when you hire an adventurer, where do you hire an adventurer? On hired adventurer. Instance. I'm going to call this guild building. At some, well, no, just building, I guess. Add adventurer is what calls this. Okay, so when you do this, we're going to show the instances view. And then get rid of pressing UI home to do that. All right, let's see. So you build the guild, you hire your first adventurer. As soon as you hire, then this pops up. And then maybe the guild master should say something like, hey, now that you've hired an adventurer, why don't you try starting a battle? And then draws a very windy, crazy straw arrow all the way over to here. And you click the button and it'll start a battle. Ooh, that's not the right height, is it? No, maybe it is. I honestly can't tell. But it looks like there's some weird effect at the bottom. Hmm. More info for users to know what choosing either would entail. Yeah, that's another task that we have on the list that I just haven't gotten to. It's add a tooltip. And then I'll probably put something like hover for more information. So yeah, imagine a tooltip. The tooltip's probably just going to tell you a brief overview, like mage does damage, shoots fireballs. I don't know. Yeah, this is what I was thinking. I think it'd be really funny. I think it's one tile too short. I thought I set it to the size it was originally, but maybe instead of 228, it was 288 or something. What was that set to? 288. No. Yeah, I think I typed the wrong thing. Yeah, I typed the wrong thing. Yeah, it's off by 4 3/4 tiles. No, 3 3/4 tiles. All right, let's try it again. That looks so cool. So great. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, cool. Yeah, thank you. I thought something looked weird. All right, let's go check that in. I am very happy with this. Of course, the start battle thing needs to fly in. So when loading a save file, make sure we show the instances view. Town.show. If you have an adventurer. Actually, probably just disallow saving the game until you've completed the first like 3 minutes of it. Right? Like, why do I want to save all these custom things? I don't know. Oh yeah, the next thing I want to do next, add a speech bubble to the guildmaster saying to click start battle, and don't make it go away until you've done that. Also, stop you from clicking him to pop-up dialogue. Am I using separate branches and making PRs? Not really. There are only 2 developers on this, and one is me and the other is Darkstorm. Darkstorm is going through PRs completely. I'm just developing straight into main. I think it would matter more if the game were released. But otherwise, I feel like it's just kind of overhead for no real reason. Thanks, Pretzel. Yeah, I'll be back on August 28th. So I'm telling people, I know this sounds like overkill, but if you mark it in your calendar, then it'll be easier to remember. Because otherwise it's like, oh, he's gone for some amount of time. When was it? So yeah, August 28th. Put it in your calendar. Watch Adam. Welcome him back. Tell him he has a nice haircut even if he doesn't. That's why I was wondering your thoughts make sense. Yeah. Yeah, and I think on any bigger team, it pretty much always makes sense to do things in branches. But on a team of 1 person, it probably doesn't. On a team of 2 people, it might. Okay, so we changed quite a lot here. All just to achieve this effect. And then this too. And I never explained why I did this, so we need to. Yeah. This is needed because the camera thinks the viewport's size is 2 by 2 right after the camera is added to the scene. And wait, maybe could it actually be 2 by 2? I wonder if that's a problem. What if that was causing that 1 frame of being off? I don't know. Yeah. Think it's pretty important with 2 people. So you're saying you want me to develop in a different branch? Because I can start to do that. And for bigger changes, I was actually in the habit of doing that. And now I'm just like, oh, I'm making small changes. But yeah, I guess I'm just kind of being sloppy about it. This didn't need to change, I think. I think we can just keep this as it was. Let's try it though. It might break one tiny thing, which is when I go to hire this, it might break. No, it didn't break. Oh, no. So wise of you. Can we just say this is a node? Yeah, we can. I wonder why it doesn't have a problem casting. Oh, because I'm getting the container. Oh. And we don't need it to... This actually is a control, yeah. Oh, if you weren't creating branches. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Doesn't seem like I'm using a PM tool. I am. We're using GitHub projects. I just have been a little bit lazy about this, but I have the task in here and I like was marking most of it is done, but now it's only the bigger tasks. So I think, no, I haven't exactly been tackling these. But yeah, I've been adding a lot of issues to the backlog. Probably have like a million of these things. Yeah. There's a lot to do. Yeah, only n-1 people, where I am the one and everyone else is the n-1. I'm gonna look over this one more time, but I think this is overkill at this point. Oh, that can be gone. So it wasn't overkill. Why can't I cut this? There we go. Hooray! Oh, this is technically totally separate. So let's just check in these lines. Oh, right. You can't do that from there. You have to do it from this view. Rename parameter. Yeah. Okay. Show instances view only after getting an adventurer. Doesn't fit. Yeah. This involved encapsulating some of the UI or some of the scene tree into a sub viewport container so that I could have a minimum size of 0 on that container and then animate it increasing to its desired size. Yeah. How's Tom for the skeleton's name? I'd come up with a name. Well, I thought as the very first thing was, what if we called the skeleton Skeleton? And then I thought that's not a name. That's a really stupid name. So I don't have a name for it now, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so now the guild master should tell you to start a battle. Call it Ski Dog. People are like, why'd you name it Ski Dog? I'm like, well, because YGT Ski Dog was too long. Skeletom. Like Skeletom. Okay, I might take that. Let's put that in the design doc. Skeletom. Unknown VS13 suggested the name Skeletom for the main character. Actually, we probably would have to capitalize the T. Otherwise, you might read it wrong. Yeah. Hey, Punky Monkey. Okay, so the dialogue, we're not going to make this pretty at all. Although, I think there is an easy way to do this. Let me try something really fast. Let's add in a label. And let's say, hey there, my name is Skeletom. I am a skeleton. I like to sell a ton. And then... Okay, never mind. Maybe there's no way to do what I was trying to do. I thought there was a way to make this like auto scroll in somehow. Nope. I think you have to do it through code. I think there's a way that they made this work or made this easier. I remember reading somewhere in the documentation about it. But yeah, maybe it's not done by default. Yeah, the dialogue is just going to be a label. I mean, it pretty much is going to be something like this, except for it's not your character talking, it's a guildmaster talking. Now that you have an adventurer, send them into battle. And then we just draw our crazy straw arrow. I do kind of want to draw a giant arrow, but if there's nothing else you can do in the game, I could just say like using the button at the bottom of the screen. All right, now we set word wrap on and make it so that, where's the size? Here, we make it so that only one character fits at a time. There we go. Yeah, so actually we'll set this to a little bigger than that. That's pretty good. And then the Y position can just be set to whatever. Yeah, thank you. Ski is tracing the path of my cursor. I think you meant custom effects on rich text label. Is it there? Did I already close that? Rich text label. Scroll following markup threading custom effects. Is there an effect? New rich text effect. I have no idea. Maybe, yeah. And eventually we'll probably do that, but for now I don't think it's super important. Oh, this should be inside of a panel container and everything. Oh boy, panel container. And then a margin container, and then the label. Make scene root, put that in there. Give this a 5555, actually 8888. Yeah, and then make the whole thing a little bit bigger. Set this to, what did I have it at? It was pretty nice with whatever I had it. I don't know, 300, 150, 200, sure, whatever. Maybe a little bigger. And then maybe center the whole thing. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to save this as Guild Master Battle Nudge. Yeah. Now let's add it into the Guild Master. Instantiate the nudge. Position this at... Can you position this in the center? Oh, you can. Nice. Yeah, there. And then, you know what? If we just have this absorb click effect, then you wouldn't be able to select the guild master. But that's kind of cheating. And then let's make this like this. Guild master battle nudge. Save. Rename this. And now we go modify the guild master code. So when you get an adventurer, it should... Oh, we have this unhired adventurer. Battle nudge dot show. Great. Now what is that thing? Just a node? It is now. Guild. Wait, what did I call it in the scene? Guild master battle nudge. Sure. Whatever. All right, so that shows it. And then when you start a battle, we need to hide it. Node doesn't have a definition for show? Are you kidding me? Well, it's a control anyway. Hey, Zoe. A really expensive hello to you, too. And I haven't read the book you're talking about, Unknown, or short story, whatever it is. My expensive hello cost me nothing. In fact, I think I can use the really expensive hello myself. Yeah, I can. Can I do that multiple times? I don't think you can. No, I can't. It even stops me. Okay. Can't spam my own chat. What does Twitch come to? I could just change it though. All right, so the battle nudge shows, and then when you start a battle, we need to hide it. And the nudge label knows how to do this. So that means there must be an event somewhere. A started battle, here it is. Yeah. I want this inside the guild master. Where do we set this up? Nowhere. All right, so town.started battle plus equal started battle. Sure, private void started battle. So I guess has shown the nudge before. Private bool has shown nudge, battle nudge, sure. So if you have shown it, then just return, then set it to true, and show the thing. Hey, mayonnaise. Hey, top points earner, courageous mayonnaise. Why is this a problem? Instance ID and adventurers? What is that? I don't want these. I don't want any of this. Ah, man. Yeah, I don't care about that. I guess we need this in here. All right, well, if we're going to do that, then let's search for started battle and actually find a function that uses this correctly, huh? And that way we don't need to type all this out myself. We just copy paste from past me, or copy past in, and then import everything. Oh, what a waste. We should probably simplify this for when you don't care about this. And then we actually need to show the nudge or hide it. Yeah, done. Since then, 8 more books have come out. Wow. Yeah, all is going well. There was a bit of time where it wasn't, but now that's done. I'll show you the progress in just a second, but now I need to write down yet another task we have to do for later. Save/load the nudge in the guild master. Yeah. All right, let's try this out. So a lot of what we've been focusing on has been the new player experience, because it used to be that you would start the game and just everything would be there. The town, customers, your shops, the storeroom. And now you start and you literally cannot move the camera. You can't zoom. There's just this. And even this menu is going to go away probably. So you click build guild and it says lets you hire and level up adventurers. You click build. Now you get your guild master. It says looks like you need to hire an adventurer. I can find one for you if you'd like. It'll only cost you 20 gold. So you click hire. You get a choice. You're going to eventually be able to see a little bit more about this choice. So you hire one of these. And then the text shows up underneath the trees. Voila. Let's change the ordering on that. Just set this to 10. Yeah, so now that you have an enterer, send them to use the button E bottom of the screen. So we use E button, and then that goes away. We should probably have it fade in and fade out. I like that idea. Let's add some more juice. So battle nudge dot show. It's not really dot show. It's going to be hide. Private void set battle nudge, or animate fade battle nudge. Bool make visible. All right, so fade with true, and here we fade with false. And then here we write our tween. Actually, this could be built into the battle nudge. It could be. I mean, it's not that hard to make a tween that does this anyway. And we could even free it when it's done. I'm going to go with the tween route for right now. But I think at some point we're going to have more dialogue, and then we'll probably consolidate all of this stuff. So here's our tween. Where's the... Here. Okay, so tween equals create tween. Modulate goes to 1, except for that's not how this should work. I guess we need start alpha and end alpha. And then we want to go to the end alpha. And we want to start at the start alpha. Battle nudge dot modulate. No, it was that. There we go. Cool. Then tween it to the end of this. And it's going to be battle nudge that does this. Yeah, cool. When it's done, does this just dispose of itself? What happens? Godot, tween, dispose. Not designed to be reused. Create a new tween for each animation. Every time you replay, you mind they start immediately. How do we get rid of it? Do you need to delete one of these? Do you need to delete or free? I have to manually kill tweens. Get tree call. Tweens will be automatically taken care of. Okay. All right, sure. All right, let's try it out. So now it'll fade in the dialogue. I hope. It didn't. Probably something broke. Fade battle nudge. What happened here? If make visible, start's going to be at 0 and it's going to end at 1. And we have a tween. So it's modulate to the start, tween it to the end. What am I doing wrong? Unhired. Huh. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. That's not being called because it was showing the dialogue before. Yeah, it's being called. It should go from 0 to 1. Start is 0, end is 1, yeah. Then we make the tween on the battle nudge. Oh, we never showed it. Oh, whoops. Battle nudge dot visible equals true. Actually, I guess, yeah, we're going to always show it. And then at the end of this, on finished, tween dot finish plus equal, yeah, this. Yeah. Unfinished, if we were trying to make this invisible, then hide it. Yeah. That should work pretty well. Okay, so now we hire, and then it's going to start this tween, which we're going to miss. This is the wrong thing anyway. There's a whole bunch of stuff that just happened. And I still think something's messed up. Let's try that again. No, that worked. The ordering is still wrong, though. I guess the trees have a really, really high Z index. I'm going to just set this to 50. But then once we have started a battle, it should fade out. Yeah, it's pretty good. Probably make it, starts quickly and goes slowly toward the end. Probably make this quadratic. And probably also make it so it doesn't fade in for like 5 seconds or something. Or 3 seconds even. Has shown battle nudge. It's actually, I don't even care about this. I care about has started battle. But we need to know that you have shown this. So I guess we need to keep track of 2 things. Yeah. Is on Z index 0. then it would suggest that it's a guildmaster problem. I'll have to look into that too. All right, has started battle. We're just going to set to true. And if we have shown this, wait, no, it's this. Yeah. Then fade it. And we actually only set this if we called this. If make visible, then we've shown it. Okay, why did I do this? Because I wanted to set a timer that's going to go off and only make this thing fade in after 3 seconds. So what's the easiest way to make a timer, and why don't I ever know what this is? There's a way to make one that you don't even need to add to the scene tree. I just don't know where we have done one of these. No, we add these to the scene tree. New timer. I don't know. I know there's a way. Did I write this down? Am I creating them in the buildings node? If yes, it's just the node order. Yeah, I'm probably creating them in there. Yeah. I guess there are a few different things we could potentially do, but I'll need to look at that next. Fix the Z index. Fix the Z index on the guildmaster dialog. And then disable input for that time. C# and Godot. Wait, really? C# Godot timer. I thought there was a way to add one that you didn't need to create a one-shot timer without instantiating. Use scenetree.create timer. Does this say not to use it? No, yeah, it's just this. If you don't want to add a timer to the scene tree, use this code. Yeah, it's just this. Should be safe to use 10 index. Nothing will be this high. Yeah, well, I gotta change the order. Well, I gotta change the order of nodes in the tree and not the Z index, I guess, because I had it set to 10 and it was still not right. Okay, so we can go use this code over here. Although I don't even want to await this. Yeah. I guess we'll just create a timer and add it. Fine. So fade in the battle nudge should actually happen after some amount of time. I can do an underscore equals await. Doesn't it complain that this thing's not async then? I guess that would work. Yeah, okay. I guess I could put this in there. You only hire the one adventurer, right? Yeah, so we want to wait for like 3 seconds, and then we want to prepend with... Wait, I don't necessarily even need that, do I? No, I don't. Yeah. And then I want to fade in the battle nudge. This is assuming you haven't already started a battle, though. So if... Wait, let me think about this. Yeah, if you already managed to start a battle within that 3 seconds, then we shouldn't have this character tell you anything. And the only way we know you started a battle is down here. Yeah, So then up here, we need to stop this. Actually, we don't really care if you've shown it or not, right? At start a battle return. Yeah, we could save this. Doesn't matter. Doesn't make a difference. And it might make it less likely to code a bug when we get to save files. Okay, let's try it out. Should take 3 seconds before that dialogue shows up now. Nice. Nice. And then when we start the battle, it should go away. Perfect. When we start another battle, it should not spawn that dialogue again. And then the final thing we need to test is if we start a battle before that 3 seconds passes, which is going to be a little bit harder to do. But that's why we have this thing in the upper left. So we're going to click create instance. There. So now it should not spawn the dialogue. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, we need to make it look more like a speech bubble, but for checkpoint 3, I think it's fine. It's good text to guide you. Yeah. And we could even have it wait a little bit longer. Maybe like 5 seconds. How much planning up front did you do before starting code, like design docs and whatnot? Quite a lot. I'll show you in just a sec. So this game actually started as a game called Idle Ascendance. And if you look in my journal here, we started the game design for Idle Ascendance in March, and it took 3 days. And that design document, my drive idle. Oh, I probably can't search for this on stream. Hang on a second. Is this it? Yeah. So this is what I came up with back then. This document lived for about a month. It's 36 pages long. And that's even after I put all the overflow notes that I was taking into here. How big is this one? This one is 25 pages. This is me just kind of brainstorming though. So yeah, quite a lot of design went into this. And then that was just for the predecessor of that. The actual Skeleseller game has this design document, which is 28 pages, which for a while I was trying to keep up to date and document everything that happens in the game and why these decisions were made, but then it became too much. Well, and also no one has access to this document other than the people on the team, and they weren't reading it, so it didn't matter. But yeah, I find it very helpful to write this stuff down. I think one of the best things, so I make most of my notes available, and I've got this written down here, my game design notes. And one of the things I think is really, really important, for some reason it doesn't even show up in here. Yeah, it doesn't show up in here. But anyway, writing your rationale for doing something. You know, a lot of times as you're making a game, the design is going to change slightly over time. So maybe you say something like, adventurers cannot equip items. Just writing this, okay, that is a design. You're saying you can't equip items, but why? And I think it's good to just write a rationale here for something like, this adds too much complexity, or items don't fit with the whatever. It's something. You write whatever the rationale is, so that later, if you come across this and you're like, why did we decide to do this? You've got some idea, and if those requirements changed, then you can potentially undo this decision. So I try to write that stuff where I can. I mean, if I search for the word rationale, there are 21 instances in this document. So I highly suggest doing that. And if you don't have a document, it's hard to keep that in your head. Like you can keep the current design of the game in your head probably, but not the reasons. That one doesn't have a good rationale. I don't want there to be equipping. Hey, Novaliminal, thanks for the raid. Comfy raid. I enjoy the comfy raid. Welcome in, everybody. I've been working on a game called Skeleseller. I don't know how many of you have seen it, but I'll show you really quickly. And we just coded something new. And why is it? Oh, I never changed the index. I might not have saved this. I hope your stream was good, Novaliminal. How'd it go? So I've been working on the new player experience for this game. What you're going to get into, you'll start the game, it'll go to a title screen or something, and then you'll hit new game, it'll go through a cutscene, and you'll find out that You were an adventurer, you were out adventuring, you got poisoned by a snake, you died, you became a skeleton. And you're going to see this view, and there's going to be a sign that says Skeletown here, and you're going to see your character somewhere, and that's it. You can't move the camera, you can't do anything else. You just see this glowing sign over here. So you click it and build the guild, and then you get this guild master, and the guild master lets you hire an adventurer. So I hire an adventurer, and all of a sudden this thing slides in, and after 5 seconds, the guild master will tell you what to do. Now that you have an adventurer, oh, that's got to change the filtering. Hang on one sec. Let me go change that. Done. Okay. Yeah. So they tell you to use the battle button and you start a battle. This game is largely idle. So the battles are taking place automatically. And then this portal won't be way over here. But when you win the battle, items will spew out of the portal. And there we go. And then now that we have an item, we can build the alchemist. So we build the alchemist, and my character will walk over there and put the item on the display. And then customers will come out of the portal and immediately gun it for your item. And they'll buy this. So the general gameplay loop is you'll keep entering battles and you'll keep winning items. So if I just click grant items here, you'll see a bunch of these spew out of that. And you'll sell them in various shops that you have. So for right now, I can only sell potions because all I have is the alchemist. But eventually we'll unlock the others, and I can actually just drag items over to here. Come on, go buy the item. Yes, good, cool. You can get quests to unlock items. So I can have a fetch 3 potions quest now. And you'll unlock more adventurers and go to higher locations like this dungeon location. And you can actually turn on auto battling if you want to. You can level up your adventurers and pick different skills for them. So yeah. But so it's playable. You could technically go download it if you want to, but I don't recommend doing that because I'll release the next version at the end of September, I'm hoping, and it'll have all these changes you see. So not everything you see here, like you couldn't move items from the version I launched. That wasn't possible. And they weren't spewed out of this portal in a really pleasing fashion. Yeah. Just working on a retro website jam. Is the goal to make a site or is the goal to make a game? Oh, also, sorry, I missed your message, Suze. You said, did you do a system design doc too? No, I didn't. I only think I maybe explained, actually, I did do a development doc somewhere. Where is that? Ah, retro inspired websites. Oh, cool. When you say retro, you mean like early 90s? Or are we talking about like what's that? Like vaporwave style, like pseudo retro. Oh, I was gonna search for the Skeleseller development doc. Development. I'm not sure I have this document. Yeah, I don't know where it is. I had a document though that talked about some of our coding guidelines, but I didn't really maintain that too much either. Vaporwave and synthwave. Okay, yeah, gotcha. Yeah, well, cool. Do you have a link to it, what you've done? Yeah. Also, I feel like I've been rating a bunch of people lately. I feel like I should remind myself what you look like. Ah, yes. Okay. I remember now. The names alone don't mean a lot to me right now because my criteria, I try to raid people who haven't been online for too long, are new to me, and speak English. And the are new to me part means that it's usually someone different every time. Oh, you're hosting this. I like even what you have on this page. Okay, dare I go to one of these examples? Oh, cool. Oh, man. The marquees. Oh, the marquees. Oh, fresh to game dev. Okay, so if you're fresh to game dev, I do suggest planning out some of the things you do before you do them. And I think a lot of it comes from just I've made games before. I've worked in software development for a long time. But yeah, you can do a lot of things poorly and end up getting to the point where you've been working on your game for a year or two, and you just don't want to work with your own code base because it's gotten out of control. And yeah, if it's a tangled mess, I think it's going to be problematic. I think the general guidelines you should try to follow if you are in that position is keep files small, keep responsibilities contained. So in general, don't try to have one thing do many different responsibilities, and watch for how much tech debt you're incurring. And this is the hard one because you need a feel for this. But for example, it's tempting to be like, oh, I need access to this value. I'll just make it global. And now I can access it from anywhere. It's like somewhere down the line, that's probably going to bite you. And until it's bitten you, you won't know why it was a bad idea. Yeah, where's the visitor count at the bottom? Oh man, I missed that. Although now I bet it'd be hard to count human visitors. Actually, Google just announced their new Pixel Buds, and one of the features that they said just basically sounded like the plot of the movie Her. They're like, you can talk to Gemini. And you know what I think would actually be a really good idea? And I don't know if they tried this and there'd be terrible public backlash to this, but imagine, okay, if anyone hasn't seen the movie Her, I'm probably about to spoil a whole bunch of stuff. But yeah, this movie, what's the in the near future, a lonely writer develops an unlikely relationship with an operating system designed to meet his every need. Okay, so short story and spoilers, and again, turn this off if you don't want spoilers for the movie Her, which is I think at least like 12 years old or something. Is man falls in love with AI, and then man finds out that tons of others also fell in love with AI. And that's my recollection of the movie, at least. Anyway, Google like announced this as a feature. They're like, you can fall in love with our AI. They didn't say that. They said you can have a conversation with Gemini. And my idea is, what if they got Scarlett Johansson to voice Gemini and then set the prompts such that she was a romantic companion for you? I don't mean anything like super intimate. I just mean to like, talk to you about your day and ask you questions and be like, wow, that's great. You're so great. Those sorts of things. And I think this would sell like crazy, and I think people would hate it. And both of those things mean that, well, the one thing that people would probably hate it is Google would probably never do that. But just imagine. Yeah, that part does sound sus. I agree. Got in trouble. They generated a voice for ChatGPT that was too close to Johansson's voice. Yeah. I mean, doing this all above board. Like they get permission. They get permission, and they've got all the rights. I don't think, even with permission, I think there'd be huge public backlash. I don't think we're ready for this. Futurama actually did an episode where I think Fry starts dating a Marilyn Monroe bot, and there's a bunch of slurs and everything else that people are saying. I mean, this is a cartoon TV show, so it's, they don't deeply explore the issue. It was like 20 something minutes long, but yeah, it's sort of like that. I could see happening. A project that currently pays you involves an AI companion. I'm talking very intimate. Oh, so this is already being done. Wow. Is PHP still good? I'm still working with, but I'm willing to learn JavaScript. I think PHP is good with Laravel from everything I've heard, but I haven't used it in a long time. And I don't think JavaScript is good. And I think you should use something like TypeScript or just another language altogether. I've said this before, but any sort of non-statically typed language is bad. Don't do it. Offering millions to actors for the rights to their likeness for voice. Yeah, I don't know what the kind of net worth is for some of these people they're offering it to, because you're potentially putting yourself out of a job. Although probably not if it's Meta right now, because I don't think Meta's going to start making movies. They're probably just using it for the metaverse. It's already a multi-million industry. Well, just let it be clear that I came up with all of this, crucials, and even the job you did, you only just started doing it after hearing my idea right now. So I feel like I should get some kind of kickback for that, I want some of these multi-millions is what I'm trying to say. Spent the whole day working on the new player experience. Made a lot of progress. There's also still a lot of room for improvement. It's the last day before a 2-week vacation. Yeah. All right, did we fix the Z index? I didn't actually look into that. Pass it along, let you know what they say. Thank you, yeah. Please let me know by sending a burlap sack with a $sign on it and some amount of money inside. It doesn't have to be millions at first. I'd accept hundreds of thousands. I just want to see, does this dialogue show on top of the trees or underneath it still? Good, on top of. Whew. Okay, then let's set it back to 10, and 10 should be fine. Why is this complaining at me? Labels with auto wrapping must have a custom minimum size. Oh, yeah, sure. What is this set to? 250? Okay, I think 250 is pretty reasonable. And then the Z index can be set to 10. So I just never saved the scene. We probably have to hide this UI as well and only slowly introduce that. Be directly proportional to your contribution for the growth of the whole concept. But like, you're going to run a math.ceiling on that, right? So I get at least $1. Because you're saying I had a non-zero contribution to this. Talk about a bargain. I was only going to accept $100,000. What was I just about to write down? Oh yeah, that UI shouldn't show. Yeah, I'll write that somewhere. Stop showing the town menu at the beginning of the game. You should slowly unlock those functions. Maybe we even call.show on the buttons as you get as you complete objectives in the game. A bunch of go-to usage. Woo. Yeah. Haven't thought of a go-to in a long time. I think Java has go-to. I think for you can add labels or something. Yeah. Although this is a rarely used feature in Java. Okay. This is good. There's a nudge here. There's a lot of code to get this to work, though. This is what a lot of the polished code is going to be. Just adding in more and more of this sort of thing. Time to use some GoTo in Skeleseller. I don't think C# has GoTo, does it? And when still used, that implies that it is there. Oh, it does. Oh, wow. Is it the same way that it was done in Java? Yeah, wow, with labels. Yeah. Did they say at the top, don't use this? Wait, no, it's not at the top because that's not where they talk about GoTo. Tip. Oh, interesting. Yeah. Gotta head off and cook some dinner. Hope the rest of your stream goes well. Thank you, Nova Liminal. I hope your retro site jam goes well too. I like what I saw. I'm not going to be around for the next couple of weeks, so I probably won't be able to see how it goes. I also actually didn't look at the time frame for it. But enjoy your dinner. Thanks again for the raid. I appreciate it. I'm their go-to guy. That's a good one for it, man. All right, I think this is looking good. So add nudge dialogue to the guild master. Once you get an adventurer, it fades in a panel/label that tells you to start a battle. What's the node type for the root of your game? It's not something you'd expect, I think. Did I not say that? Are you kidding me? Okay, well, that's where we're, hang on one sec. We're gonna commit amend. Uh-oh. Why is that happening? Oh my God. I'm going to try one more time. No. Well, let's just undo the last commit then. There. Yeah, I think it's a VBox container. Yeah, it's a VBox container, which is a bit unusual. Yeah, playing from a Godot autosaves ever seen. Yeah. I gotta try this one more time though and make sure that the Z index of 10 is sufficient. I don't know if we tested it that way or if I forgot to save or what. Just stopping by before I go to sleep. Well, thank you, Caleb. I hope you have a good night. You cooking anything interesting this weekend? Thank you for the sub. Is it gonna work? Yeah, it's gonna work. Nice. Yeah, this is, yeah. I want to change something about this. I want to change this to a rich text label. And we can just call this rich text label. And then change to use BB code. Search for the word gray. There. Okay. Now enable BB code. Done. And that looks bad. I want the minimum size. Yeah, I just don't want it to scroll. Why does it have a scroll bar there? What if I just run this one scene? Yeah, well, why is there a scroll bar? Scroll active? True, the scroll bar is visible. That doesn't seem to help. Fit content. Oh, there we go. Finally made a good apple crumble yesterday. Nothing particularly exciting planned for dinner. Too hot for anything adventurous. Oh, man. Yeah, I've heard a lot of complaints about the heat lately. I'm very happy to have AC where we are. Skeletony. Okay. I'll write that down. I think I like Skeleton better. Sleeping in the office is a tempting idea. Oh man. I mean, if you can have a couch or a bed or something, I've heard of people doing this, but usually it's for like a, hey, I don't have a different place to sleep, or I'm working way too much. Both of which are not great. +1 for Skeleton. Yeah. Let's see if this looks a little bit better. I kind of want that to be smaller. I don't know if there are BB code things for font size. Godot BB code. There might be. Font size. There is. Oh, do I ever use it? Font size. It's very hard to find. Because how many of these I have? Yeah, this one. Huh. Interesting. I wonder what the font size is by default. Skeleseller is doing well. I'll show you in just a sec what I've been working on. I don't know what size to set for this. I guess it just needs to be smaller. I guess we could just preview it. And what am I thinking? We don't need to run the game. Just say font size equals 14 / font size. All right, so 14 must be what it already was. Yeah, 12 is different. Maybe 12 will work. Yeah, so Caleb, we've been working on a lot of the new player experience stuff, which is just starting you with the bare minimum and having you build it up yourself. So you build your guild, you hire your first adventurer, you eventually get a little nudge label on how to do the next step. Yeah. Wait, that's not centered. How do you center this? Huh. Can you not center? Weird. Oh, it's a BB code thing? Oh my goodness, I never would have thought. Wow. Yeah. Puzzle on your website. Yeah. I really enjoy that I had done that, and I think some other people enjoyed it too. Not everybody. Yeah, nice. That looks pretty good. Yeah, so anyway, new player experience. Send your adventurer in a battle. You do that. And then we need more nudges to happen somewhere, although your guild master wouldn't be telling you all of it. But yeah, you win the battle, you get an item, you can build a shop now, and then you get your customers. Yeah. I think this is going to help so much for new players. And I'm glad we're doing this now. For Botland, I focused on a lot of the new player stuff at the end, and it was just a lot of work. And I think this is going to be a lot of work in a different way because as a developer, I'm probably going to want to add some code that says like skip all the new player stuff. But I think that should be fine. Yeah. Yeah. So the other stuff only unlocks once you get enough money. And then once you do, you can build all these other things, which is what you're used to seeing in the game. So yeah. Oh, because we move the sign, the particles always show up like that. And we probably want to hide them on the storage room one at least. Motivation stats for adventurers. You have to pay them a monthly wage. A lot of games do something like this, and I've never really liked those upkeep mechanics. The simplest one is hunger in a game. Like you have some meter and you need to have it set to high enough, and if you don't, you just die or you lose life or something. There's no Steam page. No, there's no Steam page yet. Although I appreciate that you want to wish list it. The next version that we launch will be at the end of September. It'll probably be the final free version. That's my guess. It might not actually be. Then maybe future tests will be with subscribers only or something. I don't know what. Is there a reason you don't have a Steam page? Yeah, it's not a good reason, but I want to have a trailer, and the trailer would take a ton of work. I know you don't need a trailer, and I know a lot of people say the faster you get a Steam page online, the better. But I think it's something we're going to prioritize for very early October. Yeah. Farming wish list without a trailer is still worth it. Maybe we do it in September. I guess I'll write this here. Actually, I'll just write a calendar reminder. I'll put this here. Make calendar reminder. Okay, I think we're good. This is just an improvement of using BB code, right? Yeah. Use BB code for Guildmaster Nudge. This lets us put the button related text in gray and in a smaller font. Prevent you from clicking the Guildmaster when the nudge dialog is open. Lots of explosions and air horns. This summer, Skeletom is Skeleseller. Yeah, I should do that. I think it'd be cool to have kind of a cheesy trailer. But then I also think it'd be cool to have the game sell well. I think it's a big risk with a cheesy trailer. Just a static picture of the logo or starter screen, a way for people to wish list. Yeah, the artwork. I should probably, yeah, mention that the Steam page should probably happen in September. September. All right. Have a trailer contest after V0.3. Winner gets a copy of the game. A trailer contest? A trailer is a lot of work. And I feel like a reward for that. Yeah, I don't know. I'd probably feel a little uncomfortable doing that. Only because, with a game jam or something, it's like everyone's competing, but you got a game out of it. You learned a bunch. With a trailer, you could still learn a bunch, but otherwise, you put in a bunch of work where only one of the trailers is probably going to get used. Skeleseller automata. It would be funny if we just try to come up with every possible pun and throw it in the game somehow. There's a Conway's Game of Life thing playing out with bones. Like, why'd you spend a month of development time on this? Because it was important. All right, I am a little bit running out of steam here, but this is roughly the amount of time I wanted to stream for anyway. I want to look into this one last thing, which is whether we should disable input on the guild master when they've got their nudge dialog open. So we wait for it to show up, and I think you can just click right through them. Oh, you can't. But actually, you can't click anything here. That's a mistake. Well, let's turn off the mouse stuff for this. Mouse should just be set to ignore. And then in the guild master themselves, let's turn off clicking. On click is spawn dialog. Yeah, we want to see if the nudge is open. How do we check for that? Battle nudge. Oh, wait. Yeah, we can just check if it's visible. What am I talking about? This is super easy. All right. So if this is visible. Wait, is visible in tree? I just want visible. Yeah. Funny bones. No, I don't think so. Oh, hey, Funky Monkey, you're in the UK. You can answer this. Treacle. Do you consume it? Do lots of people consume it? Nah. What about the second question? I don't have ways of getting these answers. Only reserved for old people and some specific desserts. And those desserts aren't that common, I'm guessing. Oh, this is still not ignoring this. What's going on? Everything should just be set to ignore over here. Yeah, that was the problem, the rich text label. It was like a wartime thing. Okay. See, Harry Potter's got me thinking that everyone has it all the time, and not even in the wizarding world. Like, it exists. It's like saying that wizards drink milk a lot or something. Like, there's no magical reason to do so. All right, good. There, we fixed that. Fix mouse input on Guildmaster Nudge. The dialogue itself no longer accepts input, and the Guildmaster doesn't accept input while it's open. I didn't look at the code, but I'm guessing it's fine. Yep, looks great. Oh, Z-Wubs, thanks. Thanks for the bits. Got me through cooking ramen for dinner? Yeah, nice. Man. Yeah, I think it has been a really good stream. How did I pronounce it? Like how I pronounced it earlier. I said treacle, which is I think how Jim Dale is pronouncing it. Famous narrator of Harry Potter books. Why? How do you pronounce it? I'm saying treacle. Something like that. Treacle? It's treacle? Oh God. Everyone watching from the UK right now is face palming so hard, treacle's coming out of their nose. Yeah, you're right. Oh, it sounds. I listen at like 2x speed, so I just added a syllable. All right. Well, now I know. Ought to be like Oracle. All right, let's sync all these changes. Yeah, and now let's do the typical look over everything we've done and pat ourselves on the back. What an educational stream this has been. You didn't think you'd learn anything today, Cubic, but you did. So you start, you're looking to build guild. You got the terrible bridge over here. You build your guild. Looks like you need to hire an adventurer. Hire our mage. We get our start battle thing. But we wait for the guild master to tell us. Then it plays out. We're gonna have to move this stuff eventually. We don't have the alchemist sign yet, but as soon as we win the battle, we get it. And then something needs to tell you that you need to build the alchemist. But yeah, that's our start of game flow. And this, I think all of today was spent on the new player experience, and that's a lot of time to spend on this. And we're probably, I don't know, like still 2 days away from completing it, maybe. Actually, when you think about it, I guess all of the building stuff that I've done, items dropping on the ground, that wasn't new player stuff, but the building stuff was new player stuff. Add a task for replacing the zap. Yeah, at least in my own notes I did. Downsides of listening at 2x, yeah. Lightning, add lightning graphic, yeah. And I'm going to file this at some point. Yeah, I got to do this stuff tonight. And then bump this to the next time. August 28th is a Wednesday, I think. First day back. Use the GitHub iterations to plan the sprint. And then file all this stuff. File all of this stuff from today. Good. Woo, what is going on with this thing? There we go. Where are we gonna go? I haven't said where I'm gonna go. I will share afterward. There are certain places where if I went, I probably would kind of broadcast it so that I could meet up with people who are there, but I don't think we're gonna have time. Your vacation, learning a lot, watching. Well, thanks for watching. Yeah, and thanks for the subs today and just being here, everybody. Discovered the carrot is also commonly called a circumflex. I don't recall. Possibly. All right, let's go find somebody to raid. Who's online? And I guess one of the downsides of following everybody I raid is I don't really end up watching someone a second time, and I feel like I don't know a lot of these people. Maybe we should go through and raid everybody a second time. Portuguese. Oh, here we go. Here's someone who hasn't been online for too long. I think this is in English. Yeah, nice. Okay, we're going to raid this person. All right. Well, I'll be gone for the next couple weeks. If you want to join on Discord, here's the link. And I'm not going to make any videos during that time. I did just release some of the interviews on YouTube. So if you go to Adam Learns and look at the past content that's been uploaded, there are the interviews with Mel, Steve, and Sharon. And they're pretty good content. So if you like hearing me in the background while you eat dinner or something, then I suggest checking those out. They're really good conversations. But yeah, hope to see everyone when I get back. Have a good next couple weeks, and we'll talk on Discord. See ya.